In this video, I will be playing a hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokemon Fire Red using only normal type Pokemon. The rules are simple. You may only catch the first Pokemon of each route. When a Pokemon faints, it is considered dead and may not be used in battle. I may not use held items on my Pokemon during battle, for instance potions. And finally, I am allowing the use of rare candies in order to get around the tediousness of grinding. On top of this, in order to use only normal type Pokemon throughout the entire run, I have altered my starter to be a Lickitung, something not too powerful to give me much of an advantage, while still allowing me to fit the criteria of the challenge I'm making for myself. Well, without further ado, let's begin the run. We can start the run by picking up our starter, Lickitung. It only knows Lick now, which is a pretty pitiful 20 power ghost type attack, so nothing too great to start with. Next, we have 3 encounters to go get. We catch a Pidgey, a Rattata, and a Spearow, bringing us up to a team of 4 for Brock. We only really have normal type and flying type attacks for the fight though, so this might actually be quite difficult. With our team finally assembled, we can get into the Brock fight. Brock is pretty difficult since we don't really have a way to hurt him that well, so we're going to lead off with Pidgey and just sand attack the hell out of that Geodude, making it unable to hit any attacks. Now that that's out of the way, we can go into Lickitung and set up defense curls, which gets us to +6 defense, which is pretty strong at this point. I mean, they can't really do much damage to us anymore, so it's kind of okay. With a combo of Supersonic and Lick, the Geodude is going to be doing a lot of damage to itself and just taking a lot over time. The issue is that even with this, it still is taking so long. However, as you can see, we do finally knock him out after any parries. The Onyx is a bit trickier because if he lands a bind, that's percentage damage no matter what. And also at this point, if he ever crits me, I lose Lickitung and basically just lose the run. So I have to get pretty lucky here. However, with a bunch of paralyses, a bunch of hits, and a bunch of licks, we do finally take out the Onyx and beat Brock. With Brock defeated, we can now move on to Mount Moon. Along the way, we catch a Jigglypuff, adding to our encounter list. Once we make it to Mount Moon, we get another encounter, being Clefairy. Additionally, while these are both Moonstone evolutions, Mount Moon actually has 2 Moonstones, which means we can get Clefable and Wigglytuff before Misty. After making it to Cerulean City, we find our rival at Nugget Bridge ready to fight. He leads off with Pidgeotto going for some sand attacks, but we just Mega Kick the crap out of it with our Lickitung, and then Mega Punch the Rattata. We try Mega Punching his Charmander, but just completely miss a few times, and now we're kind of low on health, so we need to switch out. We tried Pidgeotto, but it's not really doing much better versus Charmander, so we end up deciding that Clefairy is the new best way to go. A few double slap hits do the job versus the Charmander though, and then Abra has no attacking moves, allowing us to win the fight. Time for the main event of Cerulean City, being the Misty fight. We lead off with Raticate getting a Hyper Fang clean one-shot onto her Staryu, and getting big damage on the Starmie. However, we are in range of crit, so we have to shout now, going to Clefable. We do get confused by her Water Pulse, but break through that and hit the Sing, which is just crazy lucky by me. Can't believe that happened. Anyways, I'm now thinking about who to go into, and I end up deciding to go into Fearow, just because it's pretty fast and it's pretty strong at this point in the game. A Pursuit into a 3-hit Fury attack does enough damage to take out the Starmie, winning the fight and getting us our second gym badge of the game. Defeating Misty opens up some new areas, allowing us to get a new encounter in Meowth. Meowth isn't too good for most of the game, but it's still an alright Pokemon to have later on. Now that we've beaten Misty, we can get on the SSN and fight our rival once again. Leads off with Pidgeotto as per usual, as we throw a Mega Punch his way, doing heavy damage. A second Mega Punch does connect as well, getting the kill on the Pidgeotto, making for a very strong start to the fight. Next up is his Raticate, which I have a very high level advantage versus. He goes for Tulip, doing some annoying stat changes, however a Mega Punch does a large chunk of his health. At this point I am a bit scared of a crit after the defense drop though, so I go into a new Pokemon being Fearow, and I hit him with a Fury attack to knock him out. Afterwards he brings in Kadabra, which I think still has no attacking moves, so I'm not really scared. A Pursuit into a Fury attack easily doesn't win despite his Pursuit nonsense. Afterwards comes in Charmeleon, which is still kind of threatening to me because I don't really have the best switch-ins for it, besides maybe my Wigglytuff and Clefable. However, they both can't really do that much damage to him. After some smokescreen shenanigans, I do miss 2 Stings, which sucks, but it's not too unfortunate. That's just how it's going to be sometimes. I miss a 3rd Sting though with Clefable, which sucks, but I do hit the 4th one. Now I just start slapping him silly with double slap, and I got some crits, a good 4-hit there, and then finally, after taking an Ember, we hit him with double slap one more time for the kill, beating Adrian. With HM cut acquired, we can finally make our way into Surge's gym, taking him on. We lead off with Lickitung versus his Voltorb, connecting a strong Mega Kick, easily one-shotting him. It's just such a strong move, there's really not much he could have done. I'm thinking to Mega Punch now instead, because I'm assuming that can one-shot the Pikachu, as it ends up doing just that, which is just making for a great start to the gym fight. I'm still taking 0 damage, as he also just Thunder Waves here, letting me get off another Mega Kick, which, I mean, even with this miss, this starter is so just insane. I miss again though as he starts setting up double teams, which is pretty concerning. However, at the end of the day, I'm still full HP, so I don't really see a reason to do anything different. I'm going to Mega Punch on double team as he double teams again, letting me get a Mega Punch off of him for a completely flawless victory over Surge. With Surge gone, we make it to Celadon, where we get to the department store. Here, we find a bunch of different TMs, the most important one being TM's Secret Power. As a 7D power stab and normal type move that basically all my Pokemon can learn, this is going to be a staple move throughout the entire run on pretty much every Pokemon I use. It essentially lets me upgrade my base power on literally everything I have right now, from these casual like 35, 40 or so power moves to a 70 power one, essentially doubling their strength just from reaching this new town. This might prove huge for the Erica gym, which we'll get to now. Now that we have the good TMs on our Pokemon, we can move on to the Erica gym fight. Because she's grass type and we have a bunch of flyers though, this shouldn't be too bad. Anyways, we lead off with Pidgeotto and go for some wing attacks as we get some terrible RNG, getting crit and paralyzed, forcing a switch out by us. It's fine though, because when we send in our Fearow, the acid doesn't do too much damage and a Peck is enough to finish off the Victreebel. Out now comes Tangela, which we're hoping Peck kills, and we get a lucky crit, getting the kill. I honestly don't think that would have killed without the crit, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, let's get off another Peck onto the Vileplume as we catch a Stun Spore, which is annoying, but I bet we live a hit anyway, as we get crit again. This is just terrible luck this fight. Anyways, we go for Secret Power now, getting a Para, which is fantastic. And I'm going to stand here and click Peck because I know she'll click the potion. Of course I got paralyzed though, so I'll get rewarded for making the good play, as per usual. Anyways, now I'm going to go into Clefable, hoping she'll full heal, as she does. I'm just going to be like, alright, I can just Secret Power her for another para, as I don't get it, and she Stun Spores me. As long as I can keep breaking through paras though, I should be fine, as I do break through para and paralyze her, and crit. So I got some justice there, winning the fight against Erica. After defeating Erica, I realized I was kind of stupid and actually had access to Doduo this entire time for the fight. So now we're going to go back and catch that Pokemon, so we got the Dodrio online, and then move on to Team Rocket. With a few team changes, we can finally make our way to the first Giovanni fight. We lead off with Clefable versus Onyx after we taught it the Water Pulse TM from Misty, wanting to knock out the Onyx and Ryhorn both in one hit. However, Giovanni's only real threat, as I assumed, is going to be the Kangaskhan, which has a devastating Mega Punch. Luckily though, we get off a Sing turn one try, which is just super lucky and really good for us. And even though it wakes up immediately, we get a dodge into a para. So like, just crazy good luck for us. He then goes for a Tail Whip, which is a Biscarry, so I'm thinking that if he crits me with the defense drop, it might be able to knock me out. So I go into my Lickitung to be a bit careful about it, as he Tail Whips again. I then just go for a Mega Kick, hoping for a kill, as it narrowly hangs on like 1 HP and goes for a Mega Punch, doing tremendous damage to us. At this point, I just Mega Kick again, expecting a healing item, but Ice doesn't have any, so that actually knocks him out, winning the fight. After rescuing Mr. Fuji from Pokemon Tower in Team Rocket, he rewards us by giving us access to a new item being the Pokeflute. This is only useful for one thing, being waking up Snorlax. However, this is also the only way to catch Snorlax in the game, as far as I know. And it's a normal type, obviously, so we can go catch it. Snorlax is gonna be probably either the best or second best, debatably, we'll see later, Pokemon of the entire run. It's just so bulky and so strong, it's so good at doing everything, so this is really an important capture for us, and we're gonna be very happy to have it on our team throughout the entirety of this run. So, remember when I said Snorlax might actually just be the second best Pokemon of the run? Well, that was because of this Pokemon being Kangaskhan, a true MVP of the run who put in so much work countless times. It was just so good. This is just a great encounter to have in the Safari Zone. I think even better than Tauros and Chansey. I mean, you'll see, but it was just a monster. With these two powerful new members added to the team, I think it's about time we face off with Koga. We lead off with Dodrio and start flying and try-attacking until the coughing goes down. Absolutely destroyed. Next comes out Mukto, which is actually a pretty scary Pokemon to switch into and all, since Stab Sludge will hurt a lot. And after a good chunk of health gets removed from him from our fly, he does start minimizing, which is actually really scary because if we just get bad luck now, we won't be able to kill it. He then goes for an Acid Armor, which is also pretty concerning. However, Kangaskhan does get him pretty low with Strength plus Fake Out. Unfortunately though, it's into the potion range, and all we can do is keep clicking Strength as he collects Toxic on us, slowly whittling us down. This is actually pretty concerning. We don't actually have like the best way to deal with this anymore, and we still have to fight the Weezing in the back. He goes for another Minimize as we go into Snorlax, but then we do get to kill it with last, so threat kind of taken down and averted. So that's pretty good for us. Next comes out another Coughing, which dies to a few Body Slams as he finally brings in the Weezing, which we get a para off with our Body Slam. However, we're now chipped down a lot though, and he full heals as we go into our Clefable, so still a bit iffy. However, we do get the Paralysis with Secret Power, and hit him with another Secret Power after that. He's out of healing items now too, so the next Secret Power takes him out, defeating Koga and winning the fight. Next up is the rival fight as Silphco. We lead off with a Pidgeot Mirror Match, showing our supremacy as we take it out with Fly, as he goes into his Gyarados. This is pretty scary, so I'm just going to decide to use Kangaskhan since it can kind of just beat everything because of how strong it is, making for a solid 1v1. We then get off a fantastic chip on Charizard, living a Flamethrower and killing it with another Strength, making for a very good start to the fight. Next up is Execute, which paralyzes my Pidgeot, as I'm going to go for a Fly, and not kill it somehow, which is shocking to me, but whatever, it's fine. We then kill it with Fearow, as he sends in his Alakazam. I'm going to stay in, thinking I would live something, and go for a Fly, he has some good chip off. But now I'm scared of Future Sight Crit because that would definitely kill me. So I need to Lash to finish it off to win the fight. To finish off the Silphco stuff, we do have to fight Giovanni as the final boss. He leads off with Nidorino, which we kill in 2 shots with our Secret Power from Pidgeot, as he sends out a Ryhorn. This is obviously just going to get blown back by a water move, so we go into our Clefable to hit it with Water Pulse for an easy one-shot. Next up is Nidoqueen, which is actually pretty scary, so we go into our all-purpose check Pokemon like Snorlax to just beat it out with a few Body Slams. I'm a bit scared after taking all these tail whips though of like a crit from something like Double Kick maybe. So I go into my Dodrio to finish it off with a few Pursuits, as I should have clicked a different move instead, but it's alright. Next up comes out Kangaskhan, which does not much to us to be honest with Mega Punch compared to my expectations at least. We're now just going to be a bit scared anyway though, because some crits would be kind of concerning as we go into our Kangaskhan after he gets put to sleep from our Young. A few Strengths do a ton of damage though, taking out the Kangaskhan and winning the fight versus Giovanni. Next up is Serena, otherwise known as Fearow Food. We lead off with Fearow, click Drill Peck, kill Kadabra. Click Drill Peck, kill Mr. Mime. Click Drill Peck, kill Venomoth. And then, of course, we did have to get stopped by an unlucky low roll versus the Alakazam. However, we do make up for it as she tries to heal and then get one shot by a Drill Peck. Utter destruction from Fearow. To continue the boss rush, we end up fighting Blaine now, the Fire-type gym leader. We start off with clicking some Surfs with our Kangaskhan, however we do take a decent amount of damage from a Fire Blast from his Growlithe, which, yeah, I mean, it hurt a lot. We continue with the Water-type Surf moves onto his next Pokemon, Ponyta, taking a second Fire Blast, leaving us at around half our health. Next up, we can bring a Snorlax to try to 1v1 the Rapidash, which is basically what happens. It's a bit slow though, because it does end up living Body Slam and doing quite a lot of damage to be honest. So we end up doing some rest talk stress, getting some decent rolls here as we get a Yawn into Body Slam, which is pretty good. We then take some more Fire Blast, being left at 92 HP, which turns out to be just enough to live Fire Blast from Arcanine, healing back up with another rest. We then go for some Sleep Talks, yielding first rest, which obviously is nothing. However, the second one yields Yawn, putting him into a 2-turn Sleep Clock. To try to hopefully get him to fall asleep while not risking crit on Lax, we go into our Clefable, which actually did die in 1 crit, which is crazy, but I mean, what are you going to do about that, really? We get off 2 Water Pulses, hoping he stays asleep, as he does, and then go into our Wigglytuff, going for some more Sleep Turn prayers, and he does stay asleep, bringing us to fight with a Strength. With Blaine beaten, we move on to the final gym of the game, being Giovanni and his ground types. We start off with Kangaskhan surfing through his Ryhorn, as it just gets one-shotted completely. Not much he could have done there. Now we have to fight his Nidoqueen though, which is a bit intimidating. However, Lax's defenses are just so high that we can just take the hits and rest up, getting back to full HP. Being in a pretty good defensive position. Body Slam ends up being a 2-hit KO as well, which is pretty nasty here, as we eventually do wake up and connect the second one for the kill. Nidoking is going to face pretty much the same fate as Nidoqueen, as we don't really have to change up our plan here. It's just going to die the same exact way. We get a bit worse luck with our Sleep Talks, however, nonetheless, 2 Body Slams is still going to be enough to break through this thing, and so that's going to be how we defeat it. Next comes Dugtrio, which does laughable damage and just dies to 1 Body Slam, so sorry buddy. The final one is going to be a second Ryhorn, which just like the first one, faces to 1 Surf, ending for a pretty easy and anticlimactic final gym fight. Before we make it to the Elite Four, we're going to have to face our rival one, well, kind of final time, so let's get into that now. It leads off with Pidgeot as we lead off with Kangaskhan, just even with the Feather Dance, completely shredding through him with strength as we do so much damage. Next up is Ryhorn, which just like Giovanni's, faints to 1 Surf. Now though, he brings in Execute, which I'm going to go into Furo to defeat as we click Drill Peck here. He tries to collect Solar Beam, however it's a charge move, so we just knock him out. In comes his Alakazam, as he misses a Disable, and Drill Peck barely misses on the KO, but he disables our Drill Peck now. I'm going to go for a Pursuit this time, as he crit one-shots us from full HP with Psychic. I can't believe that killed from full, that's just ridiculous, but whatever. It sucks, but I don't think Furo would have been Elite 4 anyway, so it's fine. Fake Out kills the Alakazam as a Gyarados comes out. However, he just collects a bunch of strange moves, and Hydro Pump doesn't do much damage anyway, so a few strengths take him out as he comes into Charizard. I'm hoping Surf with the Rain Boost will do a lot, however, it actually does literally nothing, so I'm like, okay, what the hell. I bring in Snorlax now to finish off the Charizard, as he just goes for stupid attacks like Scary Face. I feel like there's a ton of damage though, but we do kill him with another strength, ending the fight. Well, looks like it's finally time for the Elite Four. We start by fighting the Water Ice Trainer Lorelei, as she leads off with her Dugong, as I lead off with my Persian. I first just click Fake Out for some nice chip, and then slash it down for a quick first kill of the fight. Next comes out Cloyster though, which I can't really do much damage to, seeing as it's so physically defensive. So I have to go into a bit stronger of a Pokemon here. I end up deciding that Kangaskhan is my best bet, as he gets a Spike Up, which is actually pretty annoying, as Spike hits most of my team, and it's just going to stack up on damage, which is just not what I want to see. Hail comes up now as she clicks Full Restore. I'm just taking a lot of residual now, especially with her protecting every few turns. It is really racking up damage on Kangaskhan, which is pretty concerning, considering this is my best Pokemon, I would say at least. I do finally kill Cloyster though, as she brings in Slowbro. I get a ton of damage off on it with a few strengths though, but she does put me to sleep, despite being red HP. I have to switch to something else now to kill it, so I go into my Dodrio as she yawns again for some reason, which actually sucks because now Dodrio is asleep. However, it should be fine. Now comes in Jinx, which I have Snorlax for, as I actually get a complete one-hit KO on it, which even surprised me, but it's good to see that happen. I then get a Body Slam Para on the Lapras, just clicking it over and over again, as she's out of healing items now, so a few Body Slams take it out, beating Lorelei. That clean victory over Lorelei was nice, but now we're fighting a Fighting Elite Four member in a mono-normal challenge. Uh-oh. We lead off with Kangaskhan getting a clean one-shot kill with Surf on his Onyx though, which is pretty nice. However, Hitmonchan has no switches, so we have to pray we dodge a crit, and we do, Living Sky Uppercut. 2 strengths is easily enough to kill Hitmonchan, which is a decent start to the fight. However, Hitmonlee's fighting moves, it's going to be kind of tough. I decide to go into my Pidgeot, hoping I can live, as he crits me, but I do survive. I now have to pray that Fly can one-shot this. As it does, Pidgeot showing its potential here. Machamp comes in now though, and there's just nothing I can do, so I'm going to have to sack Pidgeot off here. So I go for a Fly, hope it kills. It doesn't. But then I dodge Cross-Chop, so I'm like, oh my god, Pidgeot, you savant. Another Fly takes out the Machamp, letting Pidgeot save its own life. But now my Kangaskhan is a bit low, so I'm doing Onyx here. Luckily though, as you guys might remember, I am packing Water Pulse on Clefable, allowing me to kill his last Onyx and win the fight Deathless versus Bruno. Next up is Agatha and her Ghost types, who are immune to my stab moves, so we'll see how this goes. It might be a bit awkward. Anyways, she leads off with Gengar as I lead off with my Dodrio, which eventually kills her with some Drill Pecks despite her heal spam. Next comes out Golbat though, which is a bit awkward to deal with, so I just go into my Persian as I take an Air Cutter. It doesn't do too much damage though, and then I choke as I click Fake Out, forgetting that she has Inner Focus on the Golbat. That was a bit dumb, so hopefully it doesn't cost me too much in this fight. I end up going for some Secret Powers here, eventually knocking out the Golbat. Again, Pidgeot being pretty useful in this Elite Four run. Then comes out Arbok, who has a really strong Sludge Bomb versus me, which I just don't really have the best answers for here really anywhere on my team. I go into Kangaskhan hoping it takes it well, and it actually takes it very well. Then I'm gonna have a Fake Out. However, I misclick Fake Out again, unfortunately taking more damage than I needed to, finally clicking straight for the kill. Next comes out the Gengar though, which I guess I dodge a move from, clicking Bite on it, but unfortunately Bite is special in this game, so it doesn't do too much damage. I can click it again though, I don't think I can die to anything, as I'm correct, Sludge Bomb would have never killed me there. But now a crit Sludge Bomb will kill me. Because I'm fearing this, I have to switch on to a different Pokemon now, so I go Snorlax. And then I realize Lax actually can't touch Gengar, so essentially it's a Clefable now and get poisoned by Sludge Bomb, unfortunately. However, I can at least do damage to the Pokemon now, so I'm going to click Fire Blast here, hoping for a kill, as it lives on just a sliver of health. I know he's going to click a healing move now though, as he does. She clicks Full Restore here. So I'm thinking, okay, just get some bites off here, get some good chip. I dodge Hypnosis here as I get a bite off, and then get Sludge Bomb next. And unfortunately, Sludge Bomb crit actually kills me from that range. I really didn't expect that, so that's a shame that I can't use Persian for the rest of this fight. Hopefully I can get by without it, but we'll see how it goes. I can now click Pursuit here, as it actually lives Pursuit, so I'm like, oh my god. Another Pursuit does kill the Gengar though, so very close. All she has left is Haunter now, as my Dodrio lives on 4 HP, so I was like, holy fuck, that was close. The thing is though, I have no clean switches to this Pokemon, and my Snorlax can't do damage to it, so I'm really scared now. She was for Curse, doing half her health, but now I can't stay with Kangaskhan anymore either, so this is just fucked up. I have to go into Pidgeot now, as she luckily chokes by clicking Moonlook. Ideally this is in Fire Rage, and it is in Fly Rage, allowing me to end the fight with a death though, so hopefully Lance is a bit better. Right before fighting Lance, we teach Clefable Shockwave, and you'll see why in a second. This is going to prove to be unbelievably important for this fight, because he actually leads off with Gyarados, which I didn't have a way of dealing with before this. Anyways, he starts with Dragon Rage as we lead off with our Shockwaving Clefable, doing a large amount of damage. In fact, 2 Shockwaves is actually enough to kill Gyarados, making for a pretty strong lead to the fight compared to just getting destroyed by that Pokemon instead. Next is Aerodactyl, which I decided to click Water Pulse first in hopes of a crit or a Confusion, as it actually doesn't do that much damage, but we do get the Confusion, which is nice. However, he doesn't actually hit himself, so it didn't really matter. So now I'm just praying like, please crit, and we actually get the crit, allowing for a 2-hit KO, which is just so lucky. Anyways, now comes in Dragonite, which is pretty hard to answer, because the thing about Dragonite, not only is it super strong, but it has Inner Focus as its ability, so I can't even fake it out here. Well, I guess it's better dealing with that than multi-scale Dragonite, so, can't complain too much. I actually go for a Strength here, which does okay damage, but another Outrage will now kill me, so I have to switch out. So I'm going to decide to go into Lax here, because I don't really have any other switching, and I kind of need my other Pokemon to deal with the rest of Lance's team. So I'm just going to go for a Body Slam here, knowing I can do a ton of damage. As if I actually clicked Toxic on that State card, I would have wasted the turn, so works out. He ends up hitting himself in Confusion as well, allowing Body Slam to kill him, which is honestly basically the entire fight. The Dragonairs really aren't any concern to me, as they can't do that much damage. Admittedly, that Hyper Beam scared me a bit, but it's not going to kill. So to be a bit safe in case of another Hyper Beam crit or something like that, I do go into Pidgeot to finish off the fight, because I don't want to lose Lax before the champion fight, as that could prove to just lose me the run. So yeah, that's Lance for you. With the Elite Four gone, there's only one person between me and the champion status, being our rival Adrian. He leads off with a Pidgeot, as we also lead off with a Pidgeot, which is kind of funny. As we go for Secret Power turn 1 and getting a Paralysis, which is fantastic. However, he does Feather Dance me, which lowers my attack stat, so it's kind of awkward to stay in now. Even like with, it's just kind of awkward is all it is. I got a Para as I switch into my Dodrio though, which is fantastic, as I can now take this opportunity to have a free Drill Peck, which actually crits for the kill. I don't know if that mattered, but it might have. Regardless, it was really good that happened. Anyways, he now brings in Rhydon, and I'm just like, okay, I can kill you with a water move, so let's just do that. I went to my Clefable here, not wanting to get shipped on my Kangaskhan, since that guy is usually my most important Pokemon. So I take the Earthquake ship on Clefable, which does a lot, but it's manageable, as I get the kill with Water Pulse. Now comes in Alakazam, which I don't really have a switch into, so I'm just going to stay into like Secret Power here. Luckily, I dodge crit, so I do land this move, getting off a Paralysis. However, the Synchronized Paras me too. Preparing to sack this, I click Secret Power again, getting a lucky Para-Hacks on him as I actually get through. I'm just continuing to get lucky here as I dodge an Egg Bomb now, going for a Fire Blast, doing tremendous damage to Exeggutor. However, he lives on a sliver even after the second one as he keeps healing, so I just decided to go for a Secret Power here, hoping for a Para. I unfortunately don't get it though, as he looks Giga Drain for the kill. It's fine though, Clefable did his job in this fight for sure. Now I can bring out my Dodrio and go for a Drill Peck, which easily finishes off Exeggutor from the little chip I got from it earlier. Now comes out Gyarados, and I'm just thinking I might as well chip it down here since I don't really have the best switches to it. So I'm just going to go for a Drill Peck here, which does a ton of damage with another crit. I'm just getting so lucky in this champion fight, I'm not going to lie. He actually heals from this yellow range though, which really catches me off guard as I Drill Peck with the non-crit damage for not that much. But I do dodge a Hydro Pump, so I'm like, oh my god. And then I get hit by Hydro Pump, unfortunately knocking me out, but I got off a ton of chip. Again, Dodrio, you did so good in this fight. You should be proud of yourself. Good fucking job. Last, I'm gonna bring out my Pidgeot as he 4-stars again, so I'm just like, fuck off. But I got the Para. Yes, my luck just continues to be godlike. I'm gonna Secret Power one more time as he gets full Para, so just, this is insane. I'm gonna Secret Power one more time as I dodge Hydro Pump, like, what is happening? I don't even know. See, one more Secret Power ends the Gyarados' life as he brings in his ace and final Pokemon, Charizard. As I dodge a Fire Blast! I don't get it. I just got so fucking lucky here. A second Fire Blast comes off, doing tremendous damage to me as I Secret Power him once again. And you already know, I get a crit, bring him to near death health, and then you know what's gonna happen. Quick Attack comes out, don't miss. But the Fire Blast, I dodge it and I Quick Attack one more time for the kill. And that's the entire run. I got so lucky versus the champion. I definitely think I could have beat him without the luck, just I saw things like Kangaskhan in the back and Snorlax, so like I definitely still had that fight regardless, but it just made it a lot funnier to watch, I would think. Anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this run. I had a ton of fun with it, and I think I'm definitely getting better with all the editing stuff, especially with like the beginning. I think that was pretty good, so I hope you guys thought so too. And yeah, if you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe. You know, I'm trying to get more subs. That's the goal of these videos, of course, and for your entertainment. So yeah, that's gonna be all from me, and goodbye.